Now to those shocking and abusive comments surfacing tonight online. Liberal radio host Randi Rhodes slamming not only Hillary Clinton, but also former Clinton campaign advisor Geraldine Ferraro. This language is foul and abusive and on videotape.
She's like, why am I the bad guy here? I just don't want an anti-Semite racist in the White House. What a Geraldine Ferraro is. She's such a Hillary is a big too. You know why she's a big because her deal is always read the fine print.
In between the beeps, Fox News exclusive Geraldine Ferraro is here now. Your reaction to this was nasty.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear all that stuff because I'm not quite sure of what she said, but it's a shame that she has to revert to language like that, and it's out of control. I don't know what she's reacting to. And I went back to go see what I originally said. I had never even seen the newspaper article. But somebody in the Washington Post said to me, go get a copy of it because it makes sense.
It's brutal.
Well, listen to what I said. I think what America feels about a woman becoming president takes a very secondary place to Obama's campaign, to a kind of campaign that would be hard for anyone to run against. For one thing, you have the press, which has been uniquely hard on her. It's been a very sexist media. Some just don't like her. The others have been caught up in the Obama campaign. If Obama was a white man, he would not be in this position. And if he was a woman of any color, he would not be in this position. He has to be lucky to be who he is, and the country is caught up in. What is that to get a reaction like that?
Well, this is a liberal radio host. She's a Democrat picking on you and Hillary Clinton.
She's picking on something that doesn't make sense. I got to tell you, the hate mail that I have received, letters that come in. Some woman writes and says, I'm stymied and profoundly embarrassed by your Obama comment. That was my Obama comment. What is to be embarrassed about that? It's a statement about two campaigns.
Take a step back. What does it suggest to you? Unbelievable. But what does it suggest to you when things get this ugly?
Well, what it suggested to me was that when the Obama people went out and saw that quote there and took it out of context and ran this thing, they were playing the race card, and I think it's gotten out of control. And I have to tell you something, to incite people with language like this young woman just did on radio is very, very dangerous, because there are some people, like this other woman who's stymied and who thinks I'm doing God knows what. Some people take this stuff so seriously that they can affect your security.
She has been suspended.
And she should be fired. What did they do with Don Imus when he went after this young black team who were playing basketball with the same language?
So she should be fired.
You know what? You treat them both the same. Racism is no good. It needs the direction. You don't want to see it. But she's coming at me and Hillary in a racist way, too, in a sexist way.
Here's some comments you said yesterday in the New York Post on the screen. John Edwards must have been shocked to wake up and realize that for the first time in 200 years, being a white man was a disadvantage.
Absolutely. And that was my sense of a joke. It was a disobvantage. It was being white
Maybe
male.
Obama's just a better candidate than John
Wait,
Edwards.
it has nothing to do.
It
had nothing to do with Obama. See, if you take it and you twist it, that's what's going to happen. It had nothing to do with Obama. I was talking about Hillary, and I was talking about Obama. Two campaigns, and I've said this on more than one occasion. I was repeating that to the New York Post reporter. I've said I've made a joke out of it, and I said, poor John Edwards. After 200 and some odd years, he wakes up one morning, he's running for president, and he finds out that being a white male is a disadvantage.
I remember when you said, but this is also what you said, is he's so close in this race, meaning Obama, because he's the most experienced candidate, the strongest on the issues. Why is he there instead of Joe Biden or Chris Dodd or Bill Richardson?
That's true.
Biden and Dodd and Richardson may be very qualified politicians, but they're not in this race anymore. Obama's wiped them off the floor.
How did he get there? How did he get there? How did he wipe them off the floor? How did he do that?
Tell me.
Well, precisely what I said. This is what it is. All these guys are running, and they found themselves at a disadvantage because they're facing two historic firsts, Hillary and Obama. Two historic firsts, and all of a sudden, being white males was a disadvantage.
You're not shy about invoking race in this, though.
I'm not invoking race. I'm just making a statement of fact. What is the matter with people? I've been talking about historic firsts ever since the 1984 campaign. And I really feel very, very strongly that these are two campaigns that we should be celebrating, not trying to make it look as if it's sexism versus racism, which unfortunately the press is
Good to see you
doing.
tonight. Best to your grandkids. All right. And you're still wearing your Hillary button.
Absolutely, proudly. And I was never an advisor to the campaign for both of your things in the future. Okay,
We'll see you
never
again,
an advisor, never a surrogate.
Okay. Megan.
Okay, take care.
Thanks for being here.